All right, guys. Thanks for joining me again. Today I have Maura Carney from Jackson Liberty, just finishing her junior year. Maura, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing today?
I'm pretty good today, actually. Pretty good day.
That's great. How was your training?
It was okay. My foot's been bothering me. I don't know why, but besides that, it was pretty good. It's Gary's birthday also, so.
Oh, yeah. So I gotta wish him a happy birthday. Is it the same foot you hurt during the season? You hurt your ankle during the season, didn't you?
Yeah, I hurt my ankle, and it was my heel that was bothering me in the season. Now it's like right on my arch of the foot, but we're gonna get that checked out. So.
Well, I wish you luck with that.
Thank
you. You don't want that nagging start the season.
Yeah.
To get started, I want to talk about what school looked like with the coronavirus. How because I'm talking to the girls, every school district seems to be a little different. How did Jackson Liberty, how did your school days look, and what did you have to do during to finish up the school year?
Yeah. So for us, we didn't have a specific time we had to check in or anything like that. We didn't have certain hours for each class. It was kind of like you just do the work for the day that you were given and just turn it in before 11:59. And then some days we would have a few days to do it. And for me, I had AB classes. So for those classes, I would do that work. But some classes we did have some Google Meets, which you had to check in at a certain time. But other than that, it was kind of just get the work done on time and you're good.
So it sounded like, you handled your time management more than the school dictating your time management. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's good, especially, after, next year when you finish your senior year and move on to college. You're going to have to learn, time management. Basically you get a syllabus and they tell you, this is the work you have to do, and, you have to plan it yourself. So I think it, stinks not being in the classroom, but in the long term, it might have some benefits for your kids.
Yeah. Harder to adjust with not being in the classroom, but like you were saying, it definitely made me have to manage my time better, because usually I was so on a strict schedule with school and sports and then here, then that. Whereas now it's all up to me on when I have to get my stuff done, which was good to learn how to do.
That's great. Now, let's move on to basketball. How old were you when you started playing basketball?
I started in second grade for Jackson Rec.
Okay.
What was that?
All right, are you back? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
I know what happened. I connected to my Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Did you play any other sports when you were younger?
Yes, so I played soccer until 6th grade. I played travel, and then I just played for the middle school team until 8th grade. And I also danced from like kindergarten till 8th grade, and now I just do basketball and lacrosse.
Okay. When did you start playing lacrosse?
Freshman year, I joined for the high school.
All right. Now we're back. All right, that should be fixed now. So, Dan, what made you be dancer?
I started dance. My mom's friend, which was my best friend now, her daughter did it, and I joined, and I loved it. It was, I don't know, I loved ballet, which is like funny because it's total like the opposite from basketball, but I really loved ballet. I feel like that's that definitely helped how I play basketball, is like helped me be light on my feet and a little quick with the movements, but I loved it.
That's great. Do you have any siblings, and if so, do they play any sports?
Yeah, I have 3 siblings. I'm the youngest, and in high school, my oldest brother swam and he did golf, and my sister played travel soccer and lacrosse, and now she plays lacrosse at Montclair State.
Oh, that's great. How about your parents? What have they meant to you? You played numerous sports. How did they help in your development and supported you?
They were always getting me to the next place. Since I did, I would have some nights where I would have to go from soccer to dance to CCD, and they were always quickly getting me in the car. They always had everything packed for me, had a snack for me, and were always just there to, bring me from A to B. And all their time was dedicated towards me. They helped me so much, just always being supportive. And I would say I would not be where I am with sports if they weren't there to help me throughout it.
That's great. Did they play any sports growing up?
Yeah, my dad, he played baseball in high school, and my mom played soccer and basketball.
Okay. Did your mom give you a lot of pointers and help you out?
Well, she says that all she knows is hands up on defense. She's not the smartest, but I think she helps me out. She definitely, from all the years of watching, has really seen the court, and yeah, she likes to give me tips. She definitely loves that.
That's what parents are for.
Oh, yes.
How about role models? What role models did you have when you were younger?
Yeah, so my role model was probably my cousin Jane. She's a little older than me, and she was always babysitting me and playing dress up with me, and she showed me like the music I listen to now, and she just has taught me so many life lessons that have stuck with me, and she's always just showing me how to, be myself and always be kind to people. And that definitely has, without her, I definitely would not be the person I am today. So I really appreciate her.
That sounds, that's great, especially, family member, close with. Moving on, what trainers have you used, in the past and now?
I have trained with Gary, obviously, great trainer. I also train at Basketball Warehouse. I do shooting class with Joe Ross, and I've also worked with Mike Shaughnessy at See the Rim.
He's a South Jersey, right?
Who?
Mike. Is he from South? Yeah, I think he's moving out to California, right? Didn't he just get a job?
He got a job in California.
Sure. I want to talk a little about Gary. I say it to Jordan, Christina. There's a lot of similarities the way you girls play on the court.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like training with Gary? And it seems like he brings out an aggressiveness out of you girls, and you could see it on the court.
Yeah, Gary has changed the player I am. Just breaking down so much footwork and so many moves that when he teaches you things with just like the cones and all this, you originally think like, what is this cone for? But it's teaching you so many things you don't even know, just getting low, using it as your offhand help. Like just these little things, I really have feel like that it has altered my game so much, and I definitely have changed so much. And some of these things, like, I don't even think about doing in the game, and now it just all becomes natural because of the way that he has trained me has altered the way I play so much.
Yeah, that's great. And, I see the training videos, and then, good when I do see it on the court from you girls, and it shows how much you're listening, and you're taking everything that he says.
Yeah, it comes like muscle memory at almost.
That's a great point. Now, moving to AAU, what teams have you played for, and who's your current team?
So I started AAU in 5th grade with the Lady Heat, and a year later we moved to the Jersey Warriors, and I played there until my 7th grade season, and I started my 8th grade season at the Defenders, which I still currently play for.
Who's the coach of the Defenders?
There's 2 coaches. Coach John Stone, and then there's also Coach Andre Williams.
Okay. Who are some of the teammates you've played for? You played with?
I've played with pretty much everywhere I play. I've always been with Christina, Donza, and Bianca. So wherever I have been, pretty much has always been my teammates. They're great.
Talk a little about the coaches you played for, how they helped you through the years.
So when I was at the Warriors, Coach D, his name was, he was a great coach. He was always so exciting and intense, and he taught me, just this, they were always talking about heart and hustle. And I feel like that without that, like, I would not be who I am today. Like, just always giving it your all, even if it's not your game, just as long as you gave that heart, it's a life lesson outside of basketball.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. There's life outside of basketball.
Yeah, and then when I came to the Defenders, I originally played for Coach Dre, and he was so dedicated, and he's so intense, and he gets loud at sometimes, but he wants you to reach your potential, and he was always just, he knew what you could do, and he wanted to get that out of you, and he was great for that. And then I played for Coach John Stone, and just like Dre, they're both so dedicated, and Coach Stone he's probably the smartest coach I've ever played for. He knows so much, and just listening to him, I'm like, wow, like, I would never have known that. Like, he's so educated on the game, and he gave me so much confidence in myself and my shooting abilities, and he really saw me, like, for a player I didn't even see myself as, so I respect him so much.
Yeah, I mean, talking about, coaches getting tough and, yelling, it's just because they see something in you that you don't see yet. And players need to learn, don't take it personal. They're just trying to get more out of you because they see so much more in you.
Exactly.
Now, what are your thoughts with AAU being delayed? And, I know some tournaments are happening, this being your last AAU season.
Yeah, so at first, obviously, it was very discouraging. I had some, nerves because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play my last season. But hopefully, as of right now, there is going to be tournaments, which I'm very excited about. And a little nervous because, this virus hasn't fully gone away, but I'm excited to get with my team and be able to do one last season.
Yeah, and talking to players, they miss just not even just playing, but just being with the team, going to the hotels, going out to dinner, just spending time together.
Yeah, that's the
hopefully it's you guys get a couple tournaments in. Now I want to move over to high school. You're entering your last year at Jackson Liberty. What were some goals you set for your career going your freshman year?
Going into my freshman year, I just wanted to, grow as a player and make an impact on the team and really just get to know the girls, have that high school feeling was just something I was so excited for because I knew how high school was different from middle school and I knew it was a little more intense. I was excited to get in that game.
Okay. So you made varsity as a freshman, right?
Yes, I did.
What were some highlights you had your freshman year?
A highlight for my freshman year, a personal highlight was after I played the Barnegat team for the first time, their coach came up to me as we were shaking hands, and she said such kind words to me that I still remember to this day just how it stuck with me. She said something along the lines of how I'm a very talented player, and I don't know why. It just I'll never forget it because before that, like no one has ever recognized me outside of my own coaches or parents, and it was just so unexpected and so nice, and it made me feel so much so much different about how I was as a player and gave me so much confidence in myself.
Yeah, it's always something when an opposing team or coach compliments you. It just means a little something extra to the players. Your freshman year, what upperclassmen, if any, helped in your development? What did they teach you?
My freshman year, Haley and Amber McGee, they taught me how to be mentally strong, and they're these soccer players. They play at Post University currently, and they're so mentally strong. They can just, if they make a mistake, they can brush it off like that and get into the next play. They don't let anyone see they're upset, and I wanted to they definitely helped me out with that, and they just brought me in as a freshman, made me feel comfortable on the team, and they accepted me right away. And that's definitely something that now as a older player I try and do to the freshmen, just make them feel comfortable, because it meant so much to me.
I mean, that's how a program starts being successful. Upperclassmen help the underclassmen, and then when you become that upperclassman, you pass those same traditions and knowledge to the underclassmen. That's great. Now, moving on to your sophomore year, what were some goals you had in your second year?
As my second year, I wanted to become more of an offensive threat. In that off season and summer, I worked a lot on my shot, and I tried to, make it more accurate, get myself more confidence in my shot. And I would say that definitely one of the things I was more comfortable doing that season was shooting the ball.
Yeah, we'll talk about if you played junior year. You definitely a strong shooter, and you take it to the hoop very strong. What were some highlights you had your sophomore year?
A highlight for us was probably winning the Long Branch Christmas tournament. It was just a great feeling overall. It gave us so much hope and belief in ourselves, and it definitely was, I'd say, one of like the key steps in the right direction for our program.
Yes, you could definitely see, your program's definitely on the rise. Now, moving on to last season, past season, what goals did you have entering the year?
Yes, so I remember this so vividly, and in the beginning of the season, the coaches brought us in the classroom and sat us down, and they wanted to talk about just personal goals and team goals that we wanted to achieve for the year. And everyone went around and talked about them, and I remember saying how I wanted for our team goal was for people to look at Liberty differently, and I wanted them to see that we weren't, I feel like a lot of people, didn't take us as serious and didn't see us as much of a threat as they thought we should be, and I wanted that to change.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, when we get to your state run, but, I mean, that's, good goals to have, and, you got a couple of younger kids on your team that are talented, and it's good to get them in that mindset.
Yes.
As well. What was something personally you were looking to improve on your junior year?
I wanted to improve my leadership skills on the court. I knew I had to step up as I was a junior this year, and it was an important season, and I wanted to become a leader and help encourage everyone on the team, and try and make everyone understand that like we had potential and we can do this. And that was probably the thing I wanted to improve mostly on.
I want to talk about a few of your teammates. Kayla, senior, Jess, a talented center, Ari, a very talented freshman, and Ashley. Talk about what each player meant to you, and the team.
So Kayla Nelson is our point guard and was our point guard for the season, and she was just, I'd say she was a great point guard. She was always so calm with the ball. She was a very consistent player, and she always just saw the court so well, and I'd say she was a sleeping player for the other teams. She could always just hit that three whenever we needed it, and it was great. Jess is she was our center, and she improved so much this year with, I'd say, her confidence as well as just being a big presence in the post. And she's tall, and she really used that for her advantage this year, as her post moves, I'd say, got so much stronger, and I think she got so much more confidence in herself. Ari, she was our freshman this year. She's great. She's not the tallest, and she plays post, but she is strong, and she will work under there. Me and her always joked because she'd say how whenever I shoot it, she knows where the ball is going when she rebounds it for me. And it was crazy because I started noticing that in the games, that when I would shoot it, she'd always track down those rebounds and put them back up. And it was crazy how much she learned to adjust on my shooting just to find that ball. And then Ashley was great. She was always marking the best player on the opposite offensive team, and she could shut them down. She's so quick, and she gave her heart on defense, which many people love offense and love to score, but she put everything into defense, and that was just as important as scoring offensively, which she also could put up some key points for us.
I just want to comment, on Ari, she's listed 5'5" or 5'6", but I mean, she plays like a 7-foot center. And, like you said, she's a force underneath, getting those rebounds, putting them back up, and it's going to be really exciting to see her, grow and develop all the other skills. And she's going to be, by the time she's a senior, she's going to be one of the most dominant players, I think, in the Shore.
I totally agree. She is so dedicated. She just wants to get better. She looks for the best thing for our team. She's so into it, and I agree. I'm so excited to see how she grows. I'm excited for her.
And I could tell you, some of the coaches I talked to, opposing coaches, they're so high on Ari too. They love the way she played. So that's great to see. Now talking about coaching, talk a little bit about your, the Jackson Liberty staff and what they've meant to you, your development.
I'd say ever since freshman year, I knew I had just a great connection with the coaches. They always just were helping me on and off the court with whatever. They were great this year. They were always just trying to get us better, whether it was just doing some team building exercises, having pasta parties, or I know they're always just even after practices, they were always researching plays. They were always giving their off time to basketball, and I thought that was great of them. They Coach Heron, ever since freshman year, she would always ask me to if I wanted to shoot after practice, she'd rebound for me. She'd teach me new moves. She was always so into it, and she knows so much about the game too. And I think without our coaching staff this year, we would not have gotten as far as we did in the state run. They really changed just our confidence as a team and the way we play.
Yeah, and it seems like Coach Heron, she makes adjustments because in the state game against Middletown North, it seemed like you were handling the point a little more,
Mm-hmm.
Which smart, because to me, I think you're a very underrated passer. The first game I saw you play, I was very impressed with your passing.
Thank you.
And your ability to get to the hoop and dish it off to whether it's Jeff or Ari. I thought it was a great strategy having you handle more of the point guard duties. So I'm hoping to talk to Coach Heron this week. Hopefully we get scheduled and get her on.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the young boy coaches coming up in the Shore.
I agree.
Now let's talk a little bit about state. Let's talk about the Middletown game first. I was at the game. It was a great game, competitive game, and to me, you were just phenomenal in that game.
Thank you.
So talk a little bit about that Middletown North first round of state.
Yeah, so the Middletown North game was obviously our first round, and we had a lot of excitement and butterflies going into that game because, for that whole week, our coaches kept saying, like, we could make history. Like, this could be Liberty's first win in a state tournament for the girls basketball team. And so we wanted that so badly. We knew we could do it. We knew this was the team that could do it. And it was just about getting in that game and achieving that, which we did. And that was a great game. It was very intense, very back and forth game. Middletown North was a great team. Victoria Palladino, who was guarding me, I think she is an underrated defender. She has
so much energy, that girl.
Yes, she's so fast, so quick. She never gives up. And I think that, everything was working for us. We were all on. We were playing as a team. I feel like it was one of the moments in the season where, as it's the state run. It was a little late, but I really feel like everything for everyone clicked. Like we finally got it, and it was a great feeling.
Before we talk about Red Bank Regional, I talked to JT. He was on a couple weeks ago. We talked during the Middletown North game, and he was worried playing your team. He didn't think his team matched up well. You guys were playing at a higher level. His team was playing a little bit lower than what they were playing at all year. And I ran into you at the Jackson Memorial game, and I said, you guys can win that game. So talk to Red Bank Regional, upsetting the number 1 seed in the States, and what that felt to the team and how you think it's going to affect you moving to next season.
That was probably the best feeling I've ever had after a basketball game. I've never felt that just proud of everyone and just so happy because, no one expected us to win. Everyone thought, it was going to be a blowout, so no one really went. And we held the lead pretty much the whole game. And I just remember we just came out so much energy and so fiery and into it that I don't think we could have been stopped. We were everyone wanted the same goal on our team, and everyone wanted us to just get that, and we would do anything it took. And just like the Middletown North game, I really feel like everything clicked. Just everyone was on the same page, and it was like a movie. It really was it was like a movie. And after the game was just such an emotional moment for just the coaches and the players that I really don't think I'll ever forget the way I felt that day.
That's great being a part of something, to experience something like that. Now moving on to your senior year, what goals do you have for yourself and, for the team?
For the team, since we're in that the new conference with some competitive teams like Manasquan, St. Rose, I'm hoping that we do well, and it'll definitely help us in the long run. Playing those tough teams it's only going to make us better. And for my senior year, for me personally, I'm hoping to score my 1,000.
I mean, I think I texted you the other day. You were 8th in the shore in total points, so I definitely see you definitely going to hit your 1,000 next season.
Yeah, I had no idea. I never even saw that.
Yeah, that's what I do when I'm bored at night. I look up stats. So, yeah, I was surprised at that too. I text somebody else that, and they were not surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I forgot who it was, but I texted somebody that knows you, and they were like, "That does not surprise me." So, but going on to next season, I've made the prediction you will be St. Rose 1 game. I actually have a wager with somebody that you guys will beat St. Rose 1 game. So, I talked to Brent Farrell's father. I told him he needs to come check when you guys play St. Rose, one of the games to see you play and Ari play. How impressive how impressed I was seeing you guys this season.
Thank you. Yeah, I really feel like after that Red Bank regional game, I feel like it changed everything. Just the mindset our team had that we can achieve anything. So I think that beating Red Bank Regional was something that I think everything happens for a reason, and as a team, it's just gonna help our mindset be even stronger towards the future.
Yeah, that's great. And another prediction, you will hit the top 10 at some point in the show next year. That's another prediction I had.
I think it'll happen.
So I'm pretty accurate with my prediction, so we'll see what happens. Getting ready to wrap up, I'll talk a little bit about your future. What are some things you're looking at, for school, college, not basketball related, just, whether academics, size of school, what are the type of things you're looking for?
I'm looking for a college not too far. I definitely want to stay within the area, so probably the most I would travel is probably like 2.5 hours is what would be ideal for me. And also one of the main things I'm looking for is just a good sized school, not too small, not too big, just an average sized school that is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that sounded like me. I did not move to school, but I ended up at Rutgers.
Oh wow.
Yeah. When you were younger, what were what was your ideal job when you were like a little kid?
This is funny. When I was younger, I wanted to be a librarian. And that's very random. Like no one you don't hear kids saying that they want to be librarian, but I loved it. I loved to read when I was younger, and I always would be that kid in class that would like want to read to the class. That was my ideal job.
That is pretty funny. To wrap up, last thing I'd like to ask everyone: what advice would you give yourself, your younger self? What first, like for sports, or just in general, schoolwork, sports.
I would say probably just to have more faith and confidence in myself at a younger age, because I can really see how just growing confidence throughout the years has just changed the way I've played. It makes such a difference because it changes your whole mindset and belief in yourself. And I wish I had a little more faith when I was younger in myself, because I think I would be a different player and grow even more. But everything happens for a reason, and I have more confidence in myself now, which is a great thing.
Yeah, I mean that's great. That's something you hear a lot of kids say. Maura, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
I definitely look forward to seeing you on the court next season, and I wish you luck, and definitely keep in touch with you guys.
Yes, thank you so much.